Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. We've got a couple things to go over today. Just gonna have a good time. Of course, as always, I've got my black coffee. Got to make sure I keep that white cisgender male thing going nice and strong. Good stuff. Anyways, let's get right to it. We're gonna pop up and we're gonna do what we always do. Let's get to it, guys. All right. I think I'm having a bit of a sound issue. But add to stream. Is that
I hope everyone have a
Rex?
great Thanksgiving. That goes without saying. I think we had a good one.
Yeah, 1
Late,
second, Rex. I'm having something
but
with
good
my
morning.
headset
1
real quick.
minute.
Hang on.
1 minute. I was thinking about that.
Un
Michael
momento, my
Bancroft gets his
friend.
chops
There you
busted
go.
if he's 1 minute late.
Hey, Rex, can you hear me?
Yeah, I had to get my coffee. Okay, almost 2 minutes because it just clicked over to 2. But
Rex, are you there?
just want to make things right, Amanda. Right for, I didn't, man, I've got to get out there.
Something's up. Hang on. Why is that? Okay, that was weird. I don't know what that was about. Apparently, his old feed fit into my feed. Anyways, moving on. I thought it was Rex coming in, but I hadn't sent him a thing yet. So, anyways, all right. For some reason, guys, I'm having an issue just popping on, but we will work through it and get through it. So I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I hope everything's going good for everyone. I have a couple of things for us to go over today. We're going to try to keep it light, maybe not as long as usual. We'll try to cut it as short as possible. It is Sunday. I like to enjoy my Sundays. I'm sure you guys do too. So let's jump right into this. Okay. And it says that my site can't be reached. Great. So I'm having major issues with my internet right now. That's awesome. Is anyone here? We have someone. Can everyone hear me okay? I'm not even getting a feedback on YouTube yet. And I can't even open up a tab. Wow. All right, guys, I'm gonna end the broadcast and I'm gonna reload it. Or actually, I'll keep the broadcast open. Let me take me out of here. All right. Let's try this again, shall we? Welcome back, guys. Sorry about that. I had to reset the router and everything. All right. Restart the computer, all that stuff. Okay, so let's get this share screen open. Go to our first article. We always have some kind of issues going on with my stream, as long as we have the lo-fi going on. Here we go. All right. So I thought this article was very interesting. It was sent to me the day by a friend of mine. And I mean, if you take a look at it, JetBlue won't hire the unvaxxed, but hire violent felon to fly planes. I mean, on the surface, of course, this is from Daily Wire. Those of us that know this already know that it's a right-leaning organization. So they're probably going to be a little bit biased, as we all know most sides are. But Daily Wire does, generally speaking, when they're shooting from the hip, they do shoot straight. So let's see what they got. JetBlue won't hire the unvaxxed, but hired violent felon to fly planes. Some JetBlue pilots are outraged after the airline hired a violent felon to fly planes, even as it refuses to hire people who haven't taken the COVID vaccine, citing safety. 2 pilots told the Daily Wire that JetBlue has hired John Perry's, I guess that would be Perry's, who served 9 years in prison for breaking into a home of a judge and attacking his daughter as she left the shower. Perry's was released from prison in 2014 and is on felony probation until 2044, according to the Florida Department of Corrections. This is a Florida story. Apparently, JetBlue won't hire unvaccinated pilots, but they will hire violent convicted felons to fly their planes. Okay, first off, look, we haven't gone into this in depth a lot on my show, but I do believe in second chances to a certain extent. I have a big time issue with our judicial system and with our prison system. I mean, the whole purpose of a prison system is supposed to be reforming, but it seems whenever we put someone in prison, they come out a better criminal. So I don't have an issue with someone getting out of prison and getting a second chance on life. That's the whole point of it. But I do believe they've got a very, very good point here. We're going to hire a guy that has a history of violence, in this case towards a woman, and we're going to have him fly a plane. But we're not going to have someone that's not vaccinated fly a plane. And of course in Minecraft, YouTube, so chill out. But and again, if the virus from unknown origin would have been available to be studied and accurately told to us what it did from the very beginning, we wouldn't be having these issues right now. And if the government was honest with us and told us exactly what was going on, we wouldn't be having these issues either. But, everyone knows that it's basically like the flu, that we get it, and those people that are more susceptible to it are going to have a much more violent reaction to it. But we also know that shutting down the country and putting people on lockdowns doesn't do anything. Wearing the mask didn't do anything. We literally threw everything in the kitchen sink at this motherfucker, and it didn't do shit. Okay, so not hiring a guy that's not vaxxed versus hiring a guy that has a felony on him for assault on a female with break and entering on top of it seems a little weird to me. I don't know about you guys, but that's just crazy. So in 2005, the Associated Press reported that Perry's, then an Air Force captain, was charged in Louisiana with burglary and assault with a deadly weapon. Oh, now we know he had a weapon, while wearing a mask, ironic enough, and that he faced up to life in prison. Okay, that's kind of weird. Perry's allegedly entered the home of a judge and beat the judge's daughter, who was his former fiance. Hey, the plot thickens, with a metal baton as she left the shower. Police said that when he was arrested, he was wearing a bulletproof vest, and his vehicle contained knives, handcuffs, parachute cord, that's 550 cord, for those of you guys who don't know, a shovel, and a mask, according to the AP. So he was planning on doing some other shit, all right? That's that's not just a kill kit, that's a kill Barry kit. JetBlue's job applications say every decision JetBlue has made throughout the pandemic has been with our safety value front and center, whether it's required masks or many of the other health and safety protocols. We've had to navigate through the pandemic, all of these efforts have been focused on making the workplace and air travel safer for you and our customers as part of our commitment in health safety. COVID-19 vaccines are required for all JetBlue employees. New hire employees must be fully vaccinated prior to start of training. Okay. So their argument basically is that we as a, we as a organization, we are going to, what's up, Supersburg? We're going to make it as safe for you as possible, and we deem the vaccine to be safer than a guy that has a prior of assault on his ex-fiance with a weapon. Wow. So much to open up on this. I mean, for those of you that know stats and know how the criminal psychology of criminals goes, it is incredibly unlikely for a person that has been convicted of a felony, especially felony assault, any violent crime, to not repeat that crime once released. That's why their probations are so long. This guy's got like a 30-year probation, it sounds like. Because basically the judicial system is betting that he is going to commit more crime. And when you're on probation, those of you that don't know about probation, if you do anything on probation, they've got you on a curfew and you're out past curfew. I mean, they can send you back in the slammer. That's how probation works. So they're basically betting on him to go back into the system. That's pretty much how it is. Other than that, I mean, I don't agree with the concept of not hiring people that aren't vaxxed. I mean, you could have them take a test. You could have them, tested before coming to work us every day. That'd be kind of redundant, but the facts behind the matter already show us exactly how it works. The facts behind the COVID prevention in Minecraft, YouTube, shows that it didn't do anything about transference. We've already seen this. The CDC came out and they've already, relinquished an apology and said that they were wrong. So them doing this is basically, in my opinion, just overkill. So moving on to the next story. Supersburg, man, welcome. Looks like it's just you and me, bro. We will be doing this solo. Sorry, it's Sunday, man. I'm just doing this to chill out. I really enjoy just kind of hanging out with you guys and having a good time. All right. This one is from the Hill. It is a video. Let me get this ready here. Now, for those of you that have not been keeping up with what has been going on in the Senate, the House, and everything, the Republicans are about to announce a new speaker, and we don't know who it's going to be. There's a black gentleman. There's another white guy that they've been talking about, and I think they've been talking about doing a white woman too. So, and I put the race of them in there because I think it's interesting. We're going to get into something later about more white hate. It's going to be awesome. You guys are going to love this story. I got two cool stories about white hate. It's going to blow your brain. One of them is like a little 60-second clip from Joe Rogan, and the other one's an actual story. So you're going to love this stuff. Let's get into this. By the way, guys, don't forget real quick. I want to do a plug for my giveaway. For those of you that haven't heard, we're going to be starting a giveaway on my, I've been reading some of the emails from people. I haven't been getting a lot though. So guys, ladies, gentlemen, for those of you out there that don't know, I will be giving away gift cards starting on my show on, I believe it's the 4th, my Wednesday show on the 4th in December. And it's just, it's just a little bit, it's not a lot. I'm just giving like $25, $50 gift cards away, Visa, Walmart gift cards, PlayStation gift cards, Microsoft gift cards, GameStop gift cards, people that need to buy gifts or maybe even groceries for the holiday season. So what I'm doing is I'm taking emails and I'm just receiving them from you guys. I want to know your stories. I want to know who needs them, and just let me know. And then whoever needs them the most, I'm going to send them out to them. Right now, I don't have a lot of emails. So please, for those of you out there that know other people that are in need and know that they need help, just let me know. Even if it's just you telling me who they are, just, you don't have to actually give me their information, but you can talk to them and ask them if it's okay for me to send it to them, or, because I'm going to be doing it by mail. So that's awesome thing. And we could do everything by email. My email is below in my chat. Just email me a few lines about what's going on with them, and then I'll read it and I'll get back to you. Okay. All right. So moving on, we've got this one right here. Democrats should nominate a Republican. Now, this is from the Hill. Okay, so I want to point this out. The Hill will sometimes proclaim themselves as being more right-leaning. But as we get into this article, I want you to pay attention to a couple things. All right, I'm not going to ruin it for you yet. I want you to watch it, and then I'll go over it later. So Democrats should nominate a Republican successor to Pelosi.
The most powerful woman in politics is taking a step back.
For me, the hours come for a new generation to lead the Democratic caucus that I so deeply
She said
respect.
caucus.
Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi led House Democrats for nearly 2 decades and made history as the first woman to become Speaker of the House.
Never would I have thought that someday I would go from homemaker to House Speaker.
Fellow lawmakers celebrated her time as leader. And now they're looking for her replacement. The top candidate to take over Democratic leadership is Congressman Hakeem Jeffries, who would be the first Black party leader. But Republicans will have the majority in the House, and Congressman Kevin McCarthy is poised to be the next speaker.
Either we're going to lead as a team or
Wow.
we're going to lose as individuals.
That's kinda
I think
scary.
At the end of the day, we will lead as a team.
Many Republicans want to start by investigating President Biden and his son Hunter Biden's business dealings.
We want to know what the
Imagine
Biden
that.
administration is trying to hide from the American people and why they are not being transparent.
Congressman James Comer and Jim Jordan are leading the charge, promising to dig deeper into the first family.
I think there are all kinds of questions that need to be answered, and we're determined to get there.
All right. Now, and again, the Hill has come out several times proclaiming that they are, quote unquote, right leaning or whatnot. But listen to this for a second. Republican Nancy Pelosi, the Democratic California Senate representative, will no longer be Speaker of the House of Representatives, the HOR. But she could nominate the next speaker. In doing so, she could point the way towards the political accommodations so badly needed in a polarized America. While it has never been done before, the Constitution provides an opportunity to choose a speaker who is not a member of the House. Seizing the option, a magnanimous Pelosi could persuade other colleagues to propose a distinguished Republican for the role. Now, and again, okay, something that we have seen time and time again since Donald Trump has been elected is this grandiose ideal of this is a once in a lifetime opportunity and we're going to do it this way. I mean, they tried to get Pence to veto the thing with, the election, and then they drug him through the streets afterwards when he didn't do it. Now he's a rhino. I mean, we're seeing this time and time again. And, I don't really give a shit one way or another about how these guys necessarily elect the person there is. The thing that I care most about is choosing the right person. And whenever they say something like, we can choose someone outside of the party, we could choose someone outside of Congress, to do this, it's like, wait, hold on a second. So we're just going to get rid of everything that we've ever done before because Pelosi is going to make a decision when we already know that nobody wants Pelosi to do anything anyways. I'm not for that. I think everything should be done in a democratic way. We should have votes for everything. We should let the people decide, or however the judicial process is, we should do it that way. Why do we keep bringing in all these policies that constantly are cutting edge? Let's do this new thing this one time. Oh my God. We have to do it this way because it's never been done before. It's like, look, you've already created an incredibly horrible environment for left and right and center. You've turned everybody against each other. Now you're going to do it again by creating some new policy to choose someone that no one wants. Because I guarantee you, it's going to be a minority. It will be someone who's a homosexual or transgender. It will be someone that represents the people. It'll be something like that. It won't be someone that actually deserves the job. It will be someone that is against the job. Let's see here. Someone paid to get, yeah. No, I mean, that's not a bad point. Super Spurg, you're not wrong. I imagine a lot of these people, well, we're going to get into an article later, or not an article, but we're going to get into something with Andrew Tate. And I guarantee you a lot of the ways and a lot of the reason why we see the things that we see here is because they've got things on people. These bastards, okay, every single time you see someone in front of someone else, it's always because they were supposed to be there. I mean, do you think Kamala Harris became the vice president of the United States of America because she was qualified? Okay. I mean, let's just keep it real here, okay? Kamala Harris is the vice president of the United States of America because she's black and because it's a woman. That was her qualifications. And then Biden came out later and doubled down and said, I'm going to elect a black woman as a judge. And then they put a black gay woman as the speaker or whatever, or the correspondent. I forget what her name is, the fur lady or whatever, the one that's always like closing her eyes and having those really weird gaffe moments. Yeah, that's awesome. Good choice, guys. But I would imagine that a lot of people, a lot of people, mind you, are going to have this issue. It's going to have this problem, because if we don't have this constant bickering back and forth, then we just don't have a lot of people paying attention. If we don't have people at each other's throats, then what are we doing? That's how these guys look at it. These guys look at it as, if I can constantly keep people fighting each other, if I can constantly keep people going at each other's throats, then that means that we as a people are doing better. Or at least that's kind of my take on it. I don't think that these people understand, the ones that are watching, the ones that are paying attention to their news channels and not going outside of the bubble. I don't think that they understand, we call them PC zombies. I don't think they understand the detrimental factor that they have. I don't think that they understand how much damage they're doing by supporting these classes. I mean, I've watched people go from being left to being right, from being right to being left, and I've seen my own family do it too. My friends, I mean, there are people that I've been on the phone with, and I said something that they didn't agree with, and they literally just hung up on me and just walked away, and I never heard from them again. It's been like 2 or 3 years, I mean, it's just, it's kind of hard whenever you're looking at it from a certain perspective, whenever you accept people for who they are, and then they talk about acceptance and no hate, and then there's nothing, right? All right, next article, guys. Let's see here. Hey, Super Spurg. So what did you eat for breakfast or for Thanksgiving, man? What does your family do? Do you guys have anything special you do? Let's see here. All right. This is cool as hell. All right. So this is in Jacksonville, Duval County. All right. I don't know if this is Jacksonville, Florida. Let's see here. Yeah, Jacksonville, Florida. Okay. So in Jacksonville, for those of you guys that don't know, Jacksonville, Florida is kind of it's a shithole. Okay. It's where the Jacksonville Jaguars are. It's a big city. A lot of it's on coastline or waterline, I should say. And it's a pretty big drug population. A lot of crazy stories come out of Jacksonville. Let's see here. All right. 2 men found with 240 pounds of marijuana receive house arrest and probation. Charges dropped for suspects found with over 100 pounds of marijuana after leaving the airport. Jacksonville, Florida. 2 separate cases related to marijuana trafficking in Jacksonville results in unexpected outcomes for the suspects involved. Back November 2021, DeJong Wang and Hui Li were accused of trafficking hundreds of pounds of marijuana through the Jacksonville International Airport. The Florida Highway Patrol arrested the men after they were caught with 240 pounds of marijuana stuffed in their suitcases. That's a lot of weed, man. Wang and Lee were facing a mandatory minimum of 3 years in prison if convicted. Dude, 3 years in prison? Interesting. If convicted of trafficking marijuana, but the charges were reduced to possession with an intent to sale. Wang and Lee pled guilty to the possession charge and only received 1 year of house arrest, followed by 2 years of probation. Attorney John Holzberg, who is unaffiliated with the case, is an expert on legal defense pertaining to drug charges and said getting caught with 240 pounds of marijuana doesn't always lead to a slap on the wrist. There could have been information provided to the government and some degree of cooperation. There's always some backstory there to arrive at the type of disposition. Basically, one guy flipped or another guy flipped. Artez Ward and Michael Lewis had a similar experience in January. They were arrested after they left the airport and were pulled over with 125 pounds of marijuana stuffed in their suitcase. Like Wang and Lee, Ward and Lewis would have been facing a mandatory minimum of 3 years in prison for convicted for marijuana trafficking charges, but those charges were dropped. In a disposition letter, the prosecutor said because the defendants never made any comments to the troopers that pulled them over, and because there was no body cam video, the prosecutors could not prove who the suitcases belonged to. Halsbor said that if the prosecutor had surveillance video from the airport, bag is clean, the prosecutor would have likely had a stronger case. Wow. I mean, I thought possession was 9/10 of the law. Huh. I point this one out. What's up, Derek? How you doing, brother? Never gave you some turkey. You didn't cook for yourself, bro? Or mom and dad didn't cook for you, man? What's up, Derek? How you doing, bro? Derek, man, look, I'm sorry, man. If you can't tell, I've been feeling a little down too. It's not the same thing as last time, but it's like I got back some of that congestion, dude. So I've been trying to sleep. I slept like 16 hours yesterday and the day before, like just trying to kind of catch up. So make sure you tell Rebecca hello for me and all the other guys hello. Damn, Super Spurg. I wish I'd have known, bro. Man, I didn't know, dude. Yeah, and I'll give you some recipes next year, man. But Derek, hello. I hope you're doing good, man. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving, dude. Hope your shoulder's doing better, brother. Was it your shoulder, man? I know your shoulder's got to be killing you by now, dude. I know the surgery's coming up, dude, but I can only imagine how that freaking that rotator cuff is killing you, dude. And as you can tell, I've got that drainage too, so not too good for me either. But welcome to the show, man. I hope I'll give you guys some good stuff to look at. Make you forget about some stuff. Let's see here. But I made a couple of my favorite dishes though. I do, I've been cooking for so long, man. I have so many different things I like. I tried banana pancakes this year. Pumpkin waffles. I made my infamous mac and cheese and tomato. I do it from scratch. So, I most of my stuff I like to make, from scratch if I can. I did a smoked turkey. We did turkey because I always do 2 Thanksgivings. I have one from I'm not very close with my family. So the people that I spend Thanksgiving with are like friends that have become family. My best friend passed away about 11 years ago, and his mom and dad are basically my mom and dad. So I go spend Thanksgiving with them in the morning, and then I cook whatever they need cooking, and then I come back here and I cook for friends here. So it's like that. But dizziness and nausea. I hate the pain pills. Dude, so you're getting the sick. See, and this is something else too. This I don't know what this is. This is like some just weird kind of nausea thing. I think it might even be sinuses. But dude, I've talked to people all over the world, man, because of YouTube and whatnot. But everybody's getting this, man. Congestion in their lungs, headache, dizziness, nausea. Some people are getting diarrhea, and everybody's arguing on what it is, whether it's like the flu, RSV, COVID. But I mean, dude, I've taken a couple COVID tests. I keep popping up negative on them. So this has got to be some kind of flu shit. So, and I'm going to try to be going over to the Philippines to start a business the first of the year. And I got to be healthy as fuck, man. They don't even let me on the plane unless I pass a COVID test. So I got to get rid of all this shit, But yeah, dude. So, let's see here. All right. Let's get some of these stories, gentlemen. I got some funny ones coming up too, guys. So you guys are laughing too. Now here's okay. All right. So here's that one that I was telling you guys about more white propaganda. Just bear with me, okay? This is pretty good shit. All right. I like to bring in. This is from Fox News. Okay, so bear in mind it's Fox News. All right, and remember that. You know how I feel about the whole bias bullshit. Okay, so we all know Fox News is going to be more biased towards, the right. So just keep that in mind. All right, so here we go. University of Chicago's problem of whiteness. I love that. I love it when they're like whiteness. Class sparks controversy. So here, let's give this guy a little go. All right, we'll let him do his piece and then we'll comment on it. It's 4 minutes. I'm not going to let him do the whole thing, obviously, but let's hear what he's got to say.
A church in suburban Chicago fast fasting from whiteness for Lent by ditching hymns written by white people. Here to react, New Beginnings Church senior pastor and Project Hood CEO, Pastor Corey Brooks. Pastor Brooks, good morning to you. It's great to see you. We are talking about the First United Church of Oak Park. And here's what they had to say about how they are celebrating Lent. They say, we will not be using any music or liturgy written or composed by white people for Lent. It is our prayer that in our spiritual disciplines, we may grow as Christians with people of all ages, nations, races, and origins. And then they had a sign outside their church that said that they were fasting from whiteness for Lent. What's your reaction to this?
All right, hold on. All right. I'll get to your reaction in a second. But look at this. Okay. We will not be using any music or liturgy written or composed by white people for Lent. It is our prayer that in our spiritual disciplines, we may grow as Christians with people of all ages, nations, races. So all ages, races, nations, and origins, except for white people. Everyone, right? That's the definition of racism. I mean, one, if you're born white, you can't help being born white. And two, you're going to cut out 63% of the world's population? Guys, ladies and gents, if it doesn't pass the sniff test, it ain't real. And it's total bullshit. Okay? Seriously. The scratch and sniff test, guys. Seriously.
Action to this.
Well, it's very unfortunate because to me, it seems like this is nothing more but moral preening. But it's the worst type of moral preening because it tries to make you believe that it means something when all the time that it really means nothing. It's the worst kind of moral printing because it's trying to help or say that they're helping Black people, but it's more printing because it tries to make them seem more morally virtuous.
Yeah.
All the time.
Their victimhood mentality makes them morally
and that's
virtuous.
very unfortunate because those are the type of things that we really don't need to be have in the church, especially during Lent season. This should be a time where we should be keeping the main thing, and that's Jesus Christ and the cross.
Yeah, that's exactly
Amen
right.
to that,
Christian,
man.
you're supposed to love everybody and create unity in your love. God knows all of us exactly the same, loves
Absolutely.
all of us individually, equally. There's
Unless you're white.
no fasting from one race or another race. What would God
Absolutely.
say about celebrating Lent in this way?
Well, I think it's already been said in the word, and I think that's the problem, that we've gotten so far away from just biblical principles that now we've tried to make ourselves become more attractive to the world, and so wokeness has entered into the church.
Thank you.
Anti-racist has entered into the church, and that's unfortunate because the cross that we preach and that we talk about during this season is the one thing that should be unifying us and bringing us all together. It should never be a time where we're using it as something to divide us as a people and especially as believers.
Yeah.
Well, Pastor.
So, okay. Yeah. And you know what? And good on him too. Let's see here. Beginning senior pastor, Corey Brooks. Okay. Good on Corey Brooks. Cause think about it, dude. This guy came on, he decided to Quentin, dude, what's up, bro? Quentin, cool, man. I got 3 of my boys in the chat with me, dude, for real. So all right, medicine related. So what, the pain pills, man, they're giving you a hard time, dude. Yeah, you're right, Super Spurg, that is racist as fuck. Good morning to you, man. Good morning, brother. It's good to see you. If you are white and did this is racist. Yeah. I mean, well, I don't give a fuck what your skin color. I mean, think about it, man. All right, let's flip this around. And they say this a lot. And this is kind of played out a little bit, but let's flip this around. Let's say that an all white church, right, like a Southern Baptist church, deep in Alabama or something, came out and said, "We're gonna fast against Black people." Dude, there'd be people outside of that church with like Molotov cocktails, freaking bows and arrows, bricks and shit. I mean, there'd be full-blown riots in whatever city that church was from. That's why all this is crap. It doesn't pass any type of logical reasoning sense at all. It's just more bullshit, more of the same. But we've made it acceptable because of the virtue signaling and the fact that we see victimhood mentality as this virtuous bullshit. I'm a victim because I'm black. I'm a victim because I'm Mexican. I'm a victim because I'm Asian. It's total shit. Okay, because there's a comedian out there that does this whole routine about this. I'll try to find you guys some videos of him, but he's like, systemic racism, white privilege. He's like, was it white privilege when I was living in my black neighborhood selling plums? I'm butchering his bit, but it's like, I mean, what the fuck, man? I remember, saving my lunch money, and my group of friends, we never said, okay, we got to have a status quo. I need one black guy, one Mexican guy for every 2 white dudes. That's not the way it worked, man. We didn't do that shit. That wasn't how it came down. We would literally save our lunch money and pull our money together so we could go and get a pizza. Like whenever we would go hang out with each other on the weekends, like we go watch a movie, we would pull all of our money together so we could go out and buy stuff for each other. There was no bullshit about how, oh my God, you're this horrible person because you're black. Or you're this horrible dude. Those conversations never even came up. Not once. Like I remember specifically when we were in football, man, there was this one cat who came from outside of town, and he tried to bring this whole shit up. He was a black guy. And this is in middle school, dude. And in a predominantly black town, this black guy tried to talk about honkies and crackers and all this crazy shit. Dude, the black guy shut his ass down. The black guys did, not the white dudes. They told him to shut the fuck up. So it's like, okay, all right. Well, I hear this stuff about white supremacy and how it's this huge deal. And it's like, I lived in one of the most racist parts of the United States for a very long time. And we didn't have a lot of white supremacy. The racism was different then. And it was a completely different type of racism than what they're talking about in Minecraft YouTube. Most fucked up church ever. You're all right, Quentin. Yeah, I mean, it's just beyond fucked up. They might as well KKK and them together. Yeah, dude, it's funny. There's I don't think it was Freedom Tunes. It was another cartoon drawer guy, but he had this old grandfather from KKK come back from like the 1950s, and he was like segregation and all this stuff, and all the college kids were like, yeah, man, segregation. And he's like, wait a minute, they want to do what we want to do now? And it was funny because all the stuff that they practiced back in the day, that's what they were doing now. It's just, I thought that was kind of hilarious. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Well, remember on the show the other day, I was telling you guys, I watched this ridiculous video of this black woman talking about how the cotton ball inside of a medicine bottle was racist. Let that sink in for a second. The cotton ball inside of a medicine bottle. And I'm laughing as I'm watching her talk about this, right? And now she doesn't know that it wasn't always a cotton ball, but don't ruin her fantasy for her. You don't make her life horrible, right? It wasn't always a cotton ball inside there, but it's a cotton ball now. And she said that the reason why we use that is because we're a racist culture. She has no idea the reason why we use it. But, her little fantasy world that she's created for herself, who am I to destroy her fantasy? Oh my God, dude. Anyways, all right, so let's move on. That was a good one. I like it. Let's move on to the next one. Sorry, guys, I'm trying not to cough as much as I can. I took a bunch of meds before I even freaking came on today. So, all right. All right, so this is one I've read it a few times in other articles. This one's from the Richardson Post. It's a little interesting. I was kind of curious to get you guys' take on it. Ever since we had the whole virus of unknown origin, we've had some really weird things happen, and related to the preventative, related to a few other things from the lockdowns and whatnot. So died suddenly. This is rather interesting. So check this out. On almost a daily basis, there are disturbing news reports of people dying suddenly. The excess all-cause mortality rate is skyrocketing. Birth rates are declining. We've talked about this before as well. And yet there seems to be no interest by governments or the media. There is certainly no will to investigate why this might be occurring. Now, if you guys don't remember, I was mentioning how the birth rates have gone down and the death rates have gone up. And it's not by like some huge small margin. Now, we're not talking about 50% or anything. But remember, a 1% increase in death rates and a 1% decrease in birth rates. We're talking a six, what is it? That'd be 60 million people variance. So that's huge. That's massive. And if you go from one decade to another decade and you change something that drastic, that's massive. Let's see what they got to say. I don't think it's let me play. No, that's not a play. There's a video. I was trying to see there's a. No. But anyways, so I thought it was a quick little news cap, but it's not. But if you guys want me to, I'll post this link in the chat to go watch this. But all right. So, and a lot of these documentaries are going over this. I listen to these kind of things while I'm driving. So probably today or tomorrow when I'm driving where I'm going, I'll probably listen to this. But there's been cases of guys getting paralyzed from the waist down. In my last video, I told you guys about the woman holding up the sign. And, I've heard several cases of the young men and their hearts just exploding in the middle of practice. The women having birth defects and not taking any type of birth control, nothing that would cause them to have birth defects, not smoking weed, not smoking, not drinking while pregnant, not using drugs while pregnant. And yet the only thing they have in the last couple of months is a vaccine. Okay. And they have, numerous occasions of this happening. Another big one is heart palpitations and heart murmurs are increasing in Minecraft. Okay. Now, I'm not a doctor. All right. I'm not going to sit here and say that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to certain things. I can only repeat what I've read. Okay. And I have not experienced this personally either, so I've got no anecdotal evidence whatsoever. But I do have a couple stories that have happened to people that I know. Several of my friends, several of my family members have had issues with the preventative as well. But so Died Suddenly is a documentary from the award-winning filmmakers Matthew Scoe and Nicholas Stumphauser. That's this one. So if you guys want me to, like I said, I'll drop the link in the chat. I was hoping they were going to do like a quick little preview. That's what I was trying to show you. And it's presented by the Stu Peters Network. This documentary does investigate the phenomena currently sweeping the globe. And they're not joking. It is huge. People don't want to talk about it either. If you haven't watched Died Suddenly yet, you can click on the link below. All right. One of the few Australian politicians that is trying to bring attention to the extraordinary mortality statistics presented in Australia is Senator Gerard Rennick. This is becoming alarming to say the least. All right. So here's his little tweet. Latest all-cause mortality statistics year-to-date, August 22, out this morning. Of the 18,671 deaths increase over the average of 7,727. Wow. That's 110%. With, we can't say that word. So the virus of unknown origin, many more greater than 10,000 didn't die with the virus of unknown origin. So when will the authorities admit we now have an excess death pandemic, which they don't want to say what it's from? Okay, so, and again, I'll drop the link in the chat. You guys are more than welcome to look at the link. I'll get it there. I know, right? Sounds like a lost X-Files episode. But I can't remember what you were laughing at. For what there. Oh, yeah, it's Q-tip ass. Yep. Let me go ahead and drop this link, guys. I'll get this link for you, and that way you guys can do this. What is it? Here we go. There we go. Paste that. There you go. All right. So that is that Richardson Post article. It's an hour and 4 minutes long. Dude, while you're driving, just go check it out. Listen to it. It's, and this is just one. I watched a documentary on what's going on overseas in the East, and they're dying at a faster rate than we are. Probably because we have more access to different types of medication, or maybe we have better doctors. But people in Guam, people in Thailand, Taiwan, the Philippines, China, Japan, dude, Australia, they're dying faster than we are. Okay. Our death rate's gone up too, but their death rate it's a lot higher than ours. No one wants to talk about it. And now I'm sure you guys have heard of this. I'm sure you guys have seen this. Okay. There is, constant news coverage on the down low of people talking about getting rid of the world's population because we're growing too fast. The whole eat crickets stuff. Soylent Green, for those of you guys that know what Soylent Green is, all that shit. But the thing to do is to at least be vigilant, at least be aware of what's going on in our surroundings. A lot of the things that they're making us do, or that making us do, that they're giving us the option to do, which we're eating up like crazy, is that we're walking around with those horse blinders on and we see only what we want to see. What is it? You will own nothing and you will be happy type situation, that kind of thing. Okay, so remember, it's not exactly 1984, but it's close, man. That's all these guys want. All these guys want is to have as much power as they possibly can, and they want us to give it to them. Because if we give it to them and they don't take it, then we can't object to it. We can't say that you took us over with tyranny. If we knowingly and willingly give up our freedoms, give up the rights that were given when we're born, how the fuck can we fight it? How can we come back and say, oh, well, you bastards took it from us? That ain't how it works. So anyways, all right. So let's see here. We got some more comments. Faster than Thanos' snap. Hey, Quentin, it never happened in the comics, though. Really? I believe so. Yeah, man. Seriously. There's a whole, you guys remember the documentary about the dolphins in China? Remember that? There's this documentary, and it's huge, right? Chinese were killing like millions of dolphins every decade or something just by catching tuna and shit. Things like that have always been oppressed. Okay. And remember, dolphins are one of the 3 mammals on Earth that have sex for pleasure. And they're incredibly intelligent. Okay. Very intelligent. And the Chinese were just killing them by the millions a year. And they were just suppressing it left and right. There are things they don't want us to know, man. It's always the way it is, bro. It's always the way it is. All right. Next article, guys. This was cool. Robots killing humans. Yeah. We all knew it was going to happen at some point, and now it is here. All right. San Francisco police consider letting robots use deadly force. Can you imagine the first courtroom, all right, that has this shit? Just think about that for a second. Yes, we gave the robot complete permission to kill a human being. Ding, 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 ding. The San Francisco Police Department submitted a proposal that would give robots the ability to use deadly force in dangerous situations. The San Francisco Police Department is proposing a new policy that would give robots the license to kill. You should just put 007 on the side of them. As reported earlier by Mission Local. Oh, this is, by the way, this is from The Verge. Sorry. I thought I couldn't see the T there. So The Verge. I don't know if they're left-leaning or right-leaning. Not sure. Which outlines how the SFPD can use military-style weapons, states robots can be used as deadly force upon when risk of loss of life to members of the police or officers is imminent and outweighs any other force option. So, layman's terms is, if they feel their life is in danger, the police officers, they can give the robots the right to use deadly force. Okay? All that legal jargon out of the way. As reported by Mission Local, members of the City Board of Supervisors Rule Committee have been reviewing the new equipment policy for several weeks. The original version of the draft did not include any language surrounding robots' use of deadly force until Aaron Peskin, the dean of the city's Board of Supervisors, initially added that robots shall not be used as a use of force against any person. However, the SFPD returned the draft with a red line, crossing out Peskin's addition, replacing it with the line that gives robots the authority to kill suspects, according to the Mission Local. Peskin eventually decided to accept the change because there could be scenarios where deployment of lethal force was the only option. San Francisco's Rules Committee anonymously approved a version of the draft last week, which will face the board supervisor on November 29th. Look at that bastard. That's a saw. Holy shit, he's got a saw on there. A squad automatic weapon. No shit. That's basically an automatic M16A2. Little drum over there. But, if it makes you feel any better, they jam a lot. So, yeah, maybe they'll get jammed up a little bit. All right, so basically it comes down to this. China or Japan? Both, bro. Both, man. On our previous topic, both of them, dude. Japan closed its borders right when COVID-19 happened. I don't know if you remember that or not. But whenever we first got the virus of unknown origin in Minecraft, Japan was the first country ever to put up their borders and say no one's coming in or going out. Robots killing humans. Call James Cameron. Yep, no shit, right? But I mean, I'm like, the whole AI thing. Me and my buddies have had a lot of conversations. My buddy Clouds, whenever he decides to come on here with me, we're gonna have a lot of really cool AI conversations. Okay, and the whole introduction of robotics or artificial intelligence or anything like that into the human dynamic changes everything. Okay, if you've read any sci-fi novel like I, Robot or anything even remotely close to introducing robotics, let me look at Blade Runner, man. It changes everything. When you start talking about consciousness and no consciousness, and look at Fallout 4, or any of the Fallout series, creating life has huge issues. And eventually we're going to create a robotic that's got some type of life. It's going to think for itself. Look up the robot button theory. It's interesting. But should robots have the right to kill a human being? I don't think that we should give robots the right to kill. I don't care what the scenario is. It's a slippery slope. And if we're going to say today they have the right to kill someone because someone's in danger, what happens next? First off, I don't believe that we have a conscience in robots, so it still would be a human being behind that figure, behind that trigger. So kind of go off of that. So they might blame it on the computer, but it would definitely be a human being making the decision. So, but if they're trying to create an algorithm to say if the robot senses that it does have a rightful use to use deadly force, who writes the algorithm? Human beings do. All right. Moving on. Let's see here. All right, I got that one. Here's where we start getting a little bit funny. Okay, I'm gonna pause this right off the bat. I don't want you guys to miss out on anything good. But check this out. This is good stuff. This is a little short from Joe Rogan. Hope you enjoy. This is more of that white stuff we were talking about earlier.
Favorite stories came out of an all-girls university in Massachusetts where they were trying to pick a president of the student body or whatever. And one of the girls who went to that school decided that she identified as a man. So she changed her name, and I don't believe there was any hormones or anything involved. I think she just changed her name. She called herself Masculine of Center Genderqueer, changed her name to a masculine name, ran for president of whatever the hell this is.
I think it was Wellesley.
Yes, I believe you're right. Won, and then was denounced by the rest of the class because now she was a white male, so she was a part of the patriarchy, and she was a part of the whole problem with society, and that she should not be allowed, or he should not be allowed to take that position, which
well, that's a really good example.
We read it on air, and I couldn't stop laughing.
Right.
That's crazy. She literally won. She literally won because she identified herself as a man, transgender, never had any of the surgeries. No boobs taken off, none of the crap, no, estrogen, decreasing, nothing like that. Testosterone, no injections like that. She simply just identified herself as a man, changed her name, and then won. And then afterwards, when everybody realized that she was a part of the patriarchy, you don't get to be president anymore. Dude. That's called the left eating itself, the whole Ouroboros thing. And you see it all the time. The moment that you push against the grain or you go up against whatever it is these guys are saying, they are the first to call your ass out. They'll be like, oh, well, now you're a part of the patriarchy. Now you're a cis white male. You're gonna cause sexism and hatred to be spread whenever it's actually them spreading the hatred. Hey, and for those of you guys that have kids, make sure and teach your kids about this stuff. Because it's no joke. This shit's out there in the schools. It's in the colleges. You've got to understand this stuff is everywhere. Protect your children. All right, here's another funny one. This is by Andrew Tate. We're wrapping up, guys. We only got like 3 left. All right. For those of you that don't know who Andrew Tate is, he's a former kickboxer. I think his record was like 33-4. pretty good fighter, and he was banned off of every platform because of his supposed hardcore views on women. They called him a sexist and a racist and all that stuff. He's from Romania, and he's pretty cool. Go check his stuff out. He's pretty badass.
Message on Instagram from some guy I used to know for a long time. He goes, hey, let's have a cigar. We met, we had a cigar. He said, hey man, I just want to show you some videos. And he showed me some videos of him with some very famous people. He said, bro, you need to be careful. I was like, what? He goes, when I was hanging around with these people, he was saying they had to sell their soul to a degree to get that level of influence. He's saying that the people who are in charge of controlling the narrative don't like people who have a huge influence who they don't agree. You need to be very careful. I kind of knew all this. Don't worry about it. He goes, no, but you've blown up big. And then about 4 hours after this conversation, maybe about 2 a.m. last night, I got a message on my WhatsApp saying, hey, my name is XX. I'm a friend of this guy. This is where I got your number. We want to invite you to a private party. There's a private island we want to invite you to.
Not a private island, bro.
I'm telling you now on the podcast to show everyone I'm not fucking doing it. But if I get smoked, you know why? I got a message.
So, like, I mean, and you know, they always like to throw out that it's a conspiracy theory or that we're, you know, supposedly like, you know, making this stuff up or whatever. But just like I said earlier, okay, these people have stuff on everyone. All right, all of the people that you see coming out like on the Instagram or Snapchat or Twitter or whatever, freaking the whole concept of, you know, being controlled or not controlled versus, you know, saying what everyone thinks is real versus not real. I guarantee you, Saturday Night Live, the award shows, all the movies, all this crap on Disney, all this crap on Star Wars and Marvel, all of it is based off of someone having a picture of you with someone you're not supposed to be kissing or doing. There's probably hidden cameras in all the areas and everything, you know, like they literally probably have like videos and pictures of every person in Hollywood. Okay, that's exactly what's going on, and that's why these people are able to do the things that they do and get away with the stuff they're able to get away with, because they control the narrative and they control what they do and what they say. You know, sometimes he says some pretty crazy shit. You're not wrong about that. All right, like one of his videos I watched, and he was talking about, you know, the alpha male and everything and whatnot, and he was saying that, you know, okay, I don't want to misquote him. I don't like misquoting anybody, but so I'm paraphrasing here. But he basically was talking about how, you know, if you're a piece of shit male, then don't be expected to get any attention. And the way he said it was so demeaning. It's like, dude, not every dude can be 6'4", man. Not every guy can, you know, have a chiseled chest and a six pack. Not everybody's built like that, dude. And, you know, he's a millionaire, and, you know, he talks a lot of shit. Excuse me. But he also says a lot of stuff that's cool. Like he brings it real to women. And you know, guys, you know how I feel about the women shit and the men shit. And he is hard on men, just like I'm hard on men. And he's hard on women the way I'm hard on women. He does kind of go off onto the left field sometimes and say stuff that makes no sense whatsoever. But I would say that a majority of his content's pretty accurate when it comes to like talking about men and women. That's really what I like him for. I don't really like his personal views on the world, especially how he views, like, you know, certain ways of becoming a man and certain ways of being, you know, successful. But I do like the way that he sees and states his personal views on men and women in relationships. Those are actually pretty good, because, man, he calls them out. He says it like it is, bro. All right. By the way, so if we find him dead, we know why. Yeah. I hope you don't die, bro. Keep it up, man. All right. This one is funny memes. Hope you guys like this shit. This shit's pretty cool. Oh, wait, no, that's not it. Bye-bye. Stop it. Trying to give me something I didn't want. There we go. Here we go. Present. Very annoying. All right, so enjoy, guys. It's just really funny shit. Yeah. I love that shit. Yeah, I do that shit all the time. All the time. Yeah. All right, those are good Thanksgiving meme spot. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. You saw that? Yeah, you saw it too. Yeah. I didn't know that, man. I've never seen that, dude. Shoot me a link, man. Let me see that shit. I'll blow his ass up if that's true, dude. Like I haven't seen that shit. I know that he likes to have multiple women. I mean, most men do, but I mean, if you're talking about OnlyFans or something like that, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I like the way he thinks. You know, I like the way he sees, men and women, especially body count and stuff like that. Women being respectful to men, shit like that. But yeah. So, like I said, not everybody's perfect, and I'm not going to agree with you on everything. I mean, dude, there's going to be things that I don't agree with people on. I mean, I'm sure that there are people that are going to be on my podcast and my windows. I mean, look at me and Mark, man. Mark is a more of a centrist kind of guy. He challenges me all the time when we have conversations on stuff, and we get along great. You know, it's just, but that doesn't mean that Mark's not going to have some awesome thing that he says, you know? Yeah, dude, I love the dude. Yeah, because they've probably killed more people than anyone other than the Bushes, probably, right? In Minecraft. Maybe, I don't know. I know that they have some kind of weird thing. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but hey, who knows? All right, let's get this done, guys. Let's get this done. My dogs are barking, and they probably want me to get off this shit. There we go. More YouTube stuff. This is pretty good. I'm starting to really get into this guy. This is Doc Rich. I think I've played some of his stuff before. He's got some good stuff, man. So let's see here. All right.
This is definitely one of his best ads yet. He's the king of the jungle. Huge mane out there. He's so big. He's so hot. Now, the little lion cubs, they start messing with him. Biting his tail, biting his ears. He doesn't do anything. The lioness, she starts messing with him, coming over, making trouble. Still, nothing. Now, the other animals, they notice this. And they start to move in. The jackals, traitors, hyenas, they're barking at him, laughing at him. They nip his toes and eat the food that's in his domain. They do this, and they get closer and closer and bolder, till one day, that lion gets up and tears the shit out of everybody.
The day of reckoning is coming. Hopefully. I like that shit. I don't know. I don't know a lot about Tate, man. I mean, the stuff I've seen is pretty legit. But dude, shoot me some of these videos, man. If you send me a video, dude, and it says, shows that it's, whatever, even if it's just going up against some of the things, I don't care. I'll show it and I'll give him an opinion about it, man. But I haven't seen anything about that or him dealing with sex slavery. Nothing like that at all. But hey, dude, like I said, in this crazy world, man, anything's possible. So God knows. All right, 2 more left, guys. Here comes this one is just clown world at its best, man. Clown world at its best. Hang on one second. All right. Here we go. The myth. Colonizers. Republicans. Remember that. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff here. I mean, I could talk about this for 4 hours and it not being long enough. Okay, need Ricola? I know, right? Ricola. Yeah, man, Ricola something, dude. But no, like there is this whole concept of just why is it? Remember, there we go. There's this whole concept of America is this incredibly horrible horrible country. We're colonizers, we're racist, we're the worst people in the world. Reality check, you dumbasses. Every country that ever took over another country killed people to take over that country. The Greeks and the Persians were doing it hundreds, if not thousands of years before anyone else was. I don't hear you preaching and moaning about their 1,000-year war. But here's another thing, brilliant lady Reed. The first fucking Thanksgiving wasn't 1621, you fucking ignorant fuck. It was in the 1500s. And it was over 200 people sitting down and celebrating. And yes, it was them welcoming each other. Yes, it was a day of Thanksgiving. And yes, guess what else, dumbass? They sat down and had a great time, and no one died. 200 people sat down and gave thanks to the harvest and to the food and to the bountiful, plentiful, bountiful day that it was. All right. Now, what happened afterwards, of course, was bloody and everything, but no country has ever existed since the caveman days without being violent and killing people. That's how it works. Wars kill people. I mean, I don't understand this, man. Like, she said something else. She said the Republicans. Dude, the Republicans weren't a party until Abraham Lincoln. He was the first Republican. Everything before that was Democrats. So, again, reality check, dumbass. Okay? You guys were a part of that, not the Republicans. The Republicans aren't trying to cover up anything. They're not trying to hide shit. The Democrats are the ones that try to hide stuff, not Republicans, at least not right now. Remember, right side of history and all that shit, right? So, yeah, it is what it is. But anyways, yeah. But I just thought that was funny. This is also the lady, by the way, that said that the American flag is racist. Don't forget that. Okay? She is yeah. Now we're gonna go from there. Why does it keep wanting to do that to me? For some reason, today it's been trying to get me to load up screens I don't want it to load. All right. 2 more, guys. Or 1 more, and we're out of here, guys. By the way, I saved this one for last on purpose. This is, of course, because all men are sexist, right? But this is about the female Italian prime minister. Dude, she's based as fuck. I love this chick, man. She's awesome. So enjoy, and then we'll wrap it up, and we'll get out of here, and I'll start the rest of my weekend.
Elected their first female prime minister in history, Giorgia Meloni. She is a Christian, she is a conservative, she is a mother, and she is based. Watch.
C'è una risposta unica per tutte queste domande, perché ci definisce, perché è la nostra identità, perché tutto quello che ci definisce in questo tempo è un nemico, per chi vorrebbe che non avessimo più un'identità e che fossimo solamente schiavi, consumatori perfetti. E allora è sotto attacco l'identità nazionale, è sotto attacco l'identità religiosa, è sotto attacco l'identità di genere, è sotto attacco l'identità familiare. Non devo potermi definire italiana, cristiana, donna, madre, no.
You're
Io devo
wrong.
essere cittadino X, genere X, genitore 1, genitore 2, devo essere un numero. Perché quando sarò solamente un numero, quando non avrò più un'identità, quando non avrò più radici, beh, allora sarò lo schiavo perfetto in balia della grande speculazione finanziaria. Il consumatore perfetto.
Now, again, okay. Based. No shit. Okay, so remember, we are their enemy as long as we don't agree with them. Okay, she's a female prime minister in Italia. That is a male-based society. Remember that. Okay, not as bad as Romania, but close. Okay, she's the prime minister. Where's the sexism, guys? Oh, wait. But she's wrong because she's not agreeing with your ideology. And she's not. Okay? It's the same reason Carrie Lake is hated by the left. She's a female. All right? She's based as fuck. But they don't want her because she's based. All right? She doesn't believe in that crazy bullshit. All right? And again, we're going to see this time and time again. Remember, it has nothing to do with your skin color. It's got nothing to do with your sex, your race, your creed, your religion, or your sexuality. These guys only give two shits about their death cult. Me too. Especially Italian chicks, man. They got so much passion, bro. All right. Freaking, it's all about controlling us and putting us into this box, into this narrative, so that we lose our own personal identity. So we don't believe in ourselves and we believe in the mass. And then before you know it, we're thankful for the government for giving us our daily rations. Okay. We have to constantly educate each other. All right. I try to preach this all the time to you guys, try to teach this to everyone. Don't hate each other because the establishment is telling you to. Don't hate each other because some stupid asshole on Fox or CNN or MSNBC tells you to hate them. Don't do that. Dude, open up your brain. Go out and investigate. Figure shit out on your own. What's the worst that happens? You learn something? Okay. I learned something all the time. Like, here's a case in point. One of my students the other day, before I got sick, obviously, we were training, and he taught me a new move that I had never even thought of or seen, or even in my wildest imaginations ever thought that I would ever do. Okay. And he showed it to me, and it's highly effective. Okay. And I'm teaching him, and I'm the teacher and he's the student, and he taught me a move. Okay. I've been studying martial arts since I was like knee high to a fucking grasshopper. And this kid that barely knows anything for like 2 or 3 years taught me something. Think about that. All right. Look, we can always learn more. We can always be better. Okay. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, man. It's so funny. That's why I like watching Goodfellas, man, especially in the beginning before it gets all serious and shit. Fuck yeah. Oh, those Italian chicks. But remember, keep your mind open, okay? And or as I say, be open-minded, all right? Like, I'm not telling you guys to go out there and fly a rainbow flag, but at the same time, like we're going to be surrounded with homosexuals and transgenders for the rest of our life. It's not going away. Okay. But remember, the ones that are in our faces and trying to shove this shit down our throat, that's like maybe 5% of their actual population. The rest of them just want to be left the fuck alone and don't have anything to do with the rest of them. So kind of one of the ways that I look at this, and I'm not telling you guys to think like this way, but this is the way I face it. I know I'm going to have them in my life forever. They're going to be there no matter what. No matter what we say, no matter what we do, no matter how we do it, they are going to be there. Okay? And we have to learn how to deal with them. We have to learn how to coexist with them. And I'm not just talking about LGBTQ plus, guys. I'm talking about every race, every sex, every creed, everything. Someone that you don't have anything in common with at all. We have to exist with them. They got to live on our planet. Now, I'm not talking about Nazis or hate mongers or rapists or murderers or in Minecraft or anything like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just everyday people. Okay? Like, if a person likes to have sugar in their coffee versus not sugar in their coffee. You know, I drink black coffee, and that apparently makes me a racist. All right. That's ridiculous. Just stuff like that, guys. All right. On that note, I'm out. Thank you, Super Spur. Thank you, Quentin. Thank you, Derek, everyone for being here. Hope you guys have a great Sunday, man. Anyone that watched this overseas, hope you guys do great. You guys have an amazing weekend, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.